Welcome to the Proverbs Daily Devotional. Last time we talked about the power of the tongue and the negative ways that we can potentially use our tongue to destroy or tear down. And today we want to talk about the positive things that we can do with our tongue. But let's go back and review a little bit. So Proverbs chapter 10 verse 11 says, "The mouth of the righteous is a fountain of life, but the mouth of the wicked conceals violence." So we see again that the spring of life, the good things, is the mouth of the righteous, but yet the mouth of the wicked is bad. It's evil. Then we go on to Proverbs chapter 6, 16 through 19. We read that last time as well. "There are 6 things that the Lord hates, 7 that are detestable to him: haughty eyes, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked schemes, feet that are quick to rush into evil, a false witness who pours out lies, and a person who stirs up conflict in the community." Those are the things that the Lord detests and hates. And there's at least 3 of those that we talked about in that list of 7 that were negative things. Things like fraud and deceit. That was the first way that we could be negative. Gossip and slander was the second. Heated arguments and striving. That was the third. The boasting or self-exalting. That was the fourth. And then the last was many words or babbling and just talking a lot and saying little. So today we want to get into the positive aspects of the tongue and what we can use it for. So let's get into that. The first is going to be wise and sound counsel. Proverbs 10:32 says, "The lips of the righteous know what finds favor, but the mouth of the wicked only what is perverse." Proverbs 15:7 reads, "The lips of the wise spread knowledge, but the hearts of fools are not upright." Proverbs 15:22 reads, "Plans fail for lack of counsel, but with many advisors they succeed." And then Proverbs 20:18 says, "Plans are established by seeking advice. So if you wage war, obtain guidance." So the whole idea between what the positive thing that you can do with your tongue is provide wise and sound counsel. Now, there are people that, are getting to situations and they just don't know what to do. And they're frustrated, or they are depressed, or there's some anxiety there. They're, just all tight inside because they just don't know what to do in this particular situation. So sometimes we can, if we discern those kind of situations in others, we need to seek the Lord first and make sure that that's what He wants us to do. Let the Spirit guide you on this. But sometimes we can come alongside of them and give them maybe some wisdom from God and provide them some comfort and knowing what to do and how to do it so that they can alleviate this situation potentially that they're in, or at least be able to bear it. So wise and sound counsel. And then number 2 would be words of reproof, rebuke, and spiritual exhortation. Proverbs 15:5 reads, "A fool spurns a parent's discipline, but whoever heeds correction shows prudence." Proverbs 15:10 reads, "Stern discipline awaits anyone who leaves the path. The one who hates correction will die." Proverbs 15:31 and 32 reads, "Whoever heeds life-giving correction will be at home among the wise. Those who disregard discipline despise themselves, but the one who heeds correction gains understanding." Proverbs 27:6 says, "The wounds from a friend can be trusted, but an enemy multiplies kisses." And then finally, Proverbs 28:33. Whoever rebukes a person will in the end find favor, rather than one who has a flattering tongue. We use that on the negative side. So, but this time I want to talk about the rebukes. So rebukes are, they're rare, but they are essential that we have those. So for example, if we're going in and I'm potentially doing something that is not good or sinful, morally problematic and morally depraved. So if someone comes up beside me and finally rebukes me, or gives me some spiritual guidance for the situation that I'm in, will help us deliver me from that sin or whatever it is that I'm entangled with. I think also, remember the Old Testament story of David when he had sinned with Bathsheba and he had her husband killed out on the battlefield. And the prophet Nathan ultimately came up to David and confronted him about that sin. And ultimately says, you are the man that we're talking about. And it convicted David at that point. That was, obviously that was under the Lord's direction. And Nathan was guided to do that. And we should seek that guidance as well if we're going to do anything like that. Third good positive thing to use with the tongue is encouragement. Proverbs 15:23, it says, a person finds joy in giving an apt reply. And how good is a timely word. Proverbs 15:30 says, light in a messenger's eyes brings joy to the heart, and good news gives health to the bones. And then lastly, Proverbs 16:24. Gracious words are a honeycomb, sweet to the soul and healing to the bones. So encouragement. How many people do you know that really kind of need encouragement? Because life gets to them, they get down, they, find frustration because of the situations of life, and sometimes they just need some encouragement from us. To come along them and come alongside of them and just encourage them and bring them up. Just give them some sunshine in their life and know that this too will pass. So number 4 ways of positively using your tongue is witnessing, teaching, and comforting. Proverbs 10 verses 20 and 21 says, the tongue of the righteous is choice silver, but the heart of the wicked is of little value. Proverbs 11:30, the fruit of the righteous is a tree of life, and the one who is wise saves lives. Proverbs 18:21, the tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit. Also look at Proverbs 10:11, 18 verse 4, and then chapter 24, 11 and 12. But witnessing, teaching, and comforting is something that we can do positively. When we go out in the world and we have our Christian values, we have our Christian life that we've had with the Lord, and we need to witness to that fact and teach others to live a spiritual life that is good and close to God, and also comforting in that comfort people in their situations. And then last is a good sense of humor. Proverbs 15:13 and verse 15 says, a happy heart makes a face cheerful, but heartache crushes the spirit. All the days of the oppressed are wretched, but the cheerful heart has a continual feast. Sometimes we just need a good laugh, and think of how some people, go through life and they have hard times that come on. Maybe they have a loss of a loved one, or financial situations that And sometimes that good sense of humor, a good laugh, will just help them get into a better place. And we need to be that for people in this world and help others become more positive and get rid of some of their negativity that life sometimes just deals you out. So we need to be looking for that and looking for people that are needing our help. And with the Lord's help, we can overcome that. Remember, God sent Moses and he told him, he goes, I will give you the words to speak. I will be your mouth. And we can do this with the Lord's help and be all those good things that the Lord wants us to be. So I hope you enjoyed this session, and we will look forward to seeing you again. God bless.